Shaman Weaver, Sheila Baker here. So there was this just giant kaboom, and I was thinking about what am I going to talk about and how change is constant. So why do we think it is unusual, and if it's constant, why is it that we push against the ability to change? And hi, Chester. So I'm talking about the ramifications. Just a moment ago, there was a loud fireworks went off here, just as I was thinking about change. And if change is constant, which it is, we know that you can watch the grass, just look at trees. Hey, Lori. And when you see this, why is it that we push against it so hard? And why are we afraid of, hey, Hudson, nice to see you. Why are we afraid of just going, you know what? This is only for this moment. And this is a beautiful thing about non-attachment. Must be true, because the universe gives me signs, right? My phone will ding when someone says something important. So change is constant. And yet we resist it, we don't like it, we weasel out, and we do all kinds of things so that we can avoid it. Here's an idea. The next change, like for instance, okay, you're going to change out of your clothes, right? Why make changing out of your clothes any different, and this is a stretch, any different than changing something about your personality? I have some annoying habits that have come to my attention, and probably you all noticed them before, but were too sweet to tell me. But there are interrupting, that's a change that requires that you listen. And this amazing lineup that we've got right now of the eclipse, and I want to make sure that I get it all right, so I'm going to look at my post from earlier today. So if you didn't see it, hop on over to Shaman Weaver or Enlightened Spiritual Warriors. So what it says here is that it intensifies our need to listen. And for a lot of us, what's been going on recently that we haven't heard and that we miss somehow because we haven't heard it? So if there's something, this is the time, this is the moment, this is the week, this is the day, this is the hour, this is the now of you going, wait, I'm going to listen. But first of all, I'm going to listen to my body. I'm going to listen to my heart, and I'm going to find out what's making my heart sing just now. Hey, Dang, nice to see you. So, see, the universe is beautiful. I love this. So I'm talking about how we need to listen to our body, and we get fireworks. If there was ever a bigger sign, I'm not sure what it is. So we need to listen to our body and then understand that we can emotionally switch things like that. Listen to a sad song, boo-hoo. Listen to a happy song, yay, yay. Just that. Listen to what you are wanting and move in that direction. The emotional and the spiritual changes are much quicker than the physical. We have a dense physical body. They're beautiful, they're lovely, and spirit gets to utilize them and our psyche at the same time. But they're dense, so the changes physically are going to be slower. That's why in the olden days, when I started thinking about switching up a habit that I had, I was drinking, this is really mundane, but I was drinking cream and sugar in my coffee. I didn't want to do that anymore. I wanted to go for nice, beautiful black. Now, at that point, what we were told is that it took 6 weeks to change a habit. Fast forward to now, 3 weeks. 3 weeks, you can change a habit. Hey, Melissa. So if you have a habit, like interrupting or like anything, my habit was that I wanted to go from cream and sugar in my coffee to black. So I devoted 6 weeks to doing that every day, black coffee, black coffee, black coffee. Pretty soon I'm, pretty soon I'm drinking black coffee. So if you can change a habit now in 3 weeks, what's stopping you? First of all, listen to your body. See what the body needs. It will tell you. This act of listening, I talk about what makes your heart sing. So how do I know what makes my heart sing? Because as soon as I hear it or see it, these little muscles in my cheeks right here, they just start to go up. So that's my body cue for yes, I'm moving in the right direction. Your body will cue you as well. So what else? You're going to ask the areas where you're finding that you're not comfortable. I've been noticing my tummy has been not happy. So what has it been wanting? It's been wanting ginger. It's been wanting sparkling water. But I listen to it, and then you give it what it needs. Think about children. When you have children around and they need something, they're like, first of all, they tell you, help, help. And then they pull on you, help, help, help. And they get your intention. Then finally, you listen what you need. You ask your body, just like it was separate from you, but it's not. And you listen, what does my tummy need? What does my heart need? What does my elbow need? What does my shoulder need? Where am I feeling uncomfortable? And what can I do about it? You have a chat with that part of you. What do you need? How are you doing? How come you're all grouchy? Is there anything I can do to make you feel better? And you get in touch with that which is causing you to pay attention. So our physical body is really beautiful. It causes us to pay attention because it will get uncomfortable. And think about it. If this small child that's pulling on you has to get to yanking on you and then to a place where they're yelling, you're not really paying attention. You're not really listening. So this eclipse, this Capricorn full moon, this Cancer sun, the Mercury retrograde, and let's see, what else have we got going on? Oh, partial lunar eclipse. Okay, so they're all here to support us to be the highest and best that we can possibly be. So let's use this. So first you want to listen. Then you want to ask, then you want to chat, and then you want to use. So use the information that you get from your body about how it can feel better, what it needs, and how to move yourself forward. We're asked to look at our emotions, and that this has been a particularly tumultuous year for most of us. We've got things going on. There's the outside influences that are not making our heart sing. So how can you use all of this energy of discourse to bring you on your own course so that you stay the course? And what it takes, obviously, just like having a conversation, you listen, you ask. If somebody tells you that they're having a challenge, you ask, oh, can I help you? Let's figure out what would be the best thing to do. And then you use the tools that you figure out how to get yourself or that person out of that situation. So let me just make sure that I haven't left anything out. So I'm going to recap for you. Big full moon, Capricorn, Sun in Cancer, opposite one another. The balance here of the Cancer, loving, nurturing, home, and that Capricorn is, how am I in the world? How do I show up in the world? So there's this thing of the thread between the two, how do I show up in the world, and who am I in my life, is how you are in your life. So how you show up in the world, your personal persona, and how you are in your home, they begin to come together so that you're more authentic, so that your heart says, oh, you know what? It's time for me to move in this direction. You listen to your heart. You ask questions. You have a chat with parts of yourself that are comfortable and uncomfortable with the direction that you're going. So powerfully use this moment, this time. It's more than a moment. We've actually been going through this for a few weeks. There was an eclipse on the 2nd, then we had the 4th of July and all of that, and now we're coming to the final eclipse. This is called an eclipse season, and this is going to be the final eclipse this year. So the opportunity is here for us to do better, be better, ask better questions, listen better. You know, can you imagine if we just stopped and listened? The thing that happens in most conversations is that you launch into it, and by the time you're 30 seconds into your conversation, the other person has a solution for your problem, which is really going to take you about 2 minutes to get out of you. But in 30 seconds, they've got it solved. So I invite us all to listen to one another. Listen to your body. Listen to your friends. Listen to your unfriends, because they'll give you some useful information as well. Ask, what do I need? What does this body need? And that requires us being in the present moment. A way that you can test your own body is by putting your fingers together, your thumb and your middle finger, and loop it through like this. Okay, I'll do it over here. And you ask the question. First of all, you said it. Show me yes. Show me no. And then you've got it. And you may have to do it a couple of times if you're new at this. So you can muscle test for yourself. Show me yes. Show me no. And then you ask. Something is in front of you. And, you know, you can be discreet. You can be in a restaurant and doing this. You put your fingers below and, you know, is a glass of wine good for me? No. Is a shot of whiskey good for me? No, not that either. How about some water? Yeah. So you can ask your body. Your body knows everything about you. And it will give you the best advice it possibly can to make you whole, healthy, happy. But we've been trained out of this. So I'm going to go on for a minute. So hang with me, will you? We've been trained out of listening to ourselves. And in this training out of listening to ourselves, we've begun to rely on something outside of ourselves. And I'm going to call your attention to the 2 wands, which I don't happen to have here, but I'll put a picture in the down below. In the 2 of wands, this person is standing there. They have a globe in their hand. They have a walking stick, and they have they're looking out to an ocean and a view. They're about to take a step. They're at a crossroads. And this is really the energy that we have right now. You can use this energy of the eclipse to be at this crossroads and to be able to take that next step. Now, the 2 of wands says that you've already made a decision. And so often we make decisions, but we hide that from ourselves. Or you know something that you keep hidden. There's hidden emotions that sometimes run us. I was going to say rule, but they don't rule us. They just run us for a bit. So there's hidden emotions that run us. And when we find them, sometimes it's like, aha, geez, I didn't know that about myself. And those are useful things to pay attention to. When we hide something from ourselves, we're also hiding from the world. That energy of, oh, I'm hiding something from you, it doesn't allow for trust to happen. So you can't even trust yourself. So you go, well, you know, I don't know about this and I don't know about this. So take some time today, right now, as soon as you see this and pop off. You know, maybe you're walking to the bus and you're going to get on the bus and ride home. Or maybe you've got a car ride home. Or maybe you're out, doing something else. But take a few minutes. Look at, how can you use this intense, amazing, important energy to transcend your life from what it is right now to really where you want it to be. It's about the reset. Listen to your heart. Oh my goodness, listen to your gut. It has as many receptors as your brain does, even more. So ask, listen first. Listen, what do I need to know? Where is there discomfort in my body? Where is there discomfort in my life? And then seek out that place. And as you're seeking out that place, ask, what do you need? And get into conversations, have a chat, and then use that information. You know, one of the beautiful things about shamanic journeys is that you come out of the shamanic journey with an action step. And so here, without a shamanic journey, you have the ability to ask and take an action step. So let me see, there's some comments over here. Let me see, Melissa. See what you have. Hi, Anita. Thanks for hopping on. Okay. Yeah, 4 habits at a time. You want to change them. I do not have success working them all at once. So here's what you do. You figure out the priority. You know, if you have 4 and you're 21 days, that's 12 weeks. In 12 weeks, a season. You've got them, Melissa, handled. And how awesome is that? But first of all, sit down with yourself, listen, and ask, what is my number 1 priority? And then do that. And then when that's done, and prioritize the whole thing. Now, when you get, no, thanks for the love. When you get that 1 priority done, then have a look. And is it number 2 anymore, or has that shifted? And as you change one thing, watch all the other things around you change. It's just the most amazing thing. And Anita's talking about self-hypnosis. So I'm going to tell you a little story about that. Years ago, when I was 23, I suffered with migraines. And my mom had migraines, and I watched her suffer her entire life. By the time I was 23, I had been suffering for 7 years. I figured that was a lot, enough. And I was working in the Children's Hospital in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. There was a plastic surgeon there who had gone to Ohio or somewhere like that. He had read in the American Medical Association journal about a farmer who taught himself hypnosis and was able to cure himself of migraine headaches. So this plastic surgeon where I was working, he was working on cleft palates and cleft lips. Can you imagine having a migraine doing that? So he was going to teach us about resolving our migraines. The very first thing he said to all of us, it was a small group, only 8 of us, and this was the late 60s, I think. I'm not quite sure. But so there we all were. And some people, he said, here's the first thing. You have to understand that you're doing it to yourself. And some people, my mom, for example, she could never do that. She could never accept that this was self-induced. And so she never got over her headaches until she crossed. Bless her heart. But at 23, I did self-hypnosis because I realized that I create my reality. I realized that way before. Now you'll hear my neighbor creating some of his realities, building a deck. So, pardon me, I took the information from self-hypnosis, curing myself of headaches, and used it for many, many other things along the way. So a tool can serve you well for many things. The bottom line is that whatever we're suffering with is something that we're doing it to ourselves. In shamanism, the thing about illness is a disconnect from your power animals and your spirit guides. That's what we believe causes illness. So when you reconnect, then you can actually cure your illness. So, Melissa, are there things you even ever desire to change that aren't in, most of them, sweetie, aren't in your control. So you just realize that, it's not in my control, but I create my reality. So my response to that can be whatever my response is. If it's something that I can't control, let's say, I'm going to pick a random thing. Let's say someone invites me to go somewhere, and after I'm there a while, I'm supposed to stay, but I want to leave. So I get in touch with myself. What makes my heart sing? If leaving makes my heart sing, then that's what I do. Okay. There's a circus upstairs. Ha ha ha. Yep, and you can book a time to talk to me. Thanks, Anita. I love that it's food for thought. Carol, hi. No, self-hypnosis is not the same as meditation. Self-hypnosis is a practice where you learn to shift how your body feels. What I learned was to be able to use my two fingers to rub them together to anchor myself in a particular state of being. And I also learned to be able to move pain. Migraines are all over. I learned to move it to a dime-sized spot here and shoot it out of my body. I took that same knowledge and that same knowing that I have, that I'm in charge of this body, and I used a rattle to be able to break up the fibroids in my uterus. So when you understand that a lot of this is mind over matter, and yet we let this three brains, wouldn't that be, run our lives, then we're going to be limited. We're expansive, unbounded beings. And you can see my computer is rocking a little bit. The wind is coming along and moving it. So we're powerful beyond our own imagination. If you can, just like I can, if you can move this energy over to the side and shoot it out of your brain, if I can be standing in 40-degree weather in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, rubbing my fingers together, imagining that I'm laying on a beach somewhere and I'm warm and cozy and I can have that feeling. I knew this before I was 23. At 23, I made this step. At 5, I got quite an awakening, a near-death experience. So I was also already expanded in my awareness. I saw things that other people didn't see. I felt things that other people didn't feel. And so this ability that I have, you can have. I can teach you. There's nothing special about learning any of this. It's the ability to know that I'm not in control of that, but I am in control of this. And so when you understand that, it gives you authority. You get to be the author, the authority of your own life, because your life, your body will tell you which direction to go in. Have you ever gone somewhere and your guts are just like, blah, blah, and you're like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. Your body told you. So listen to your body. Have a chat with the uncomfortable bits. Ask them what they need. And use that information to be more whole. There's a heron. To be more whole, more healthy, more happy. And spend 20 minutes with me. Can you imagine what we could achieve if that, hey, Christy, if that happened? So pop on my calendar. The link is up there. And book 20 minutes with me. Let's see where you are and let's see where you want to go. And let's find out if I've got what you need to get you there. So bliss, everybody. Have a wonderful time. Enjoy the rest of the eclipse and know that it's the final one of the year. Bliss. Bye-bye.